Hello everyone, Bob here, and welcome to the Voice of the Movies. For this week's episode, we're going to look at this bad boy, which finally came yesterday in the mail. This episode, I am going to do the unboxing, and then I'm going to give you a review of the Avengers Infinity War soundtrack, and then next week on the Voice of the Movies, I'm going to look at the Avengers Endgame soundtrack. Normally, I try to space it out and have more variety, but I very much feel like Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame are two parts of the same story, so they need to be addressed kind of as close together as possible. So let's find out what's in the box. The only thing I've done is taken the shrink wrap off of this. This is going to be the first time I look at them, so you're going to get my honest reaction. So let's find out what's in here and get started. First off, I want to comment about how much heavier this box is than like the John Carpenter's The Thing and the Lost Cues box set. This box is a very heavy set. It's just as heavy as the Halloween one that I got last year in the box of souls. It's that quality. Here is the Infinity War album. Pop it open. There's the Obi. Set him off to the side. Of course, there's Thanos. Nice picture of Thanos fighting Captain America. And there's the track listing. Here are the LPs themselves. I know there's a big to-do online about them not being solid color like they were in one of those images, but I honestly can't complain a bit. I think they look amazing. They look the same on both sides. The sticker's the same on both sides. It just has the track listing of that particular side. These are the LPs from Infinity War. Then this is the insert. Has the track listing on the right-hand side. And then the credits for the record itself on the left. And here is the cover for Endgame. Thanos again is very prominent. The Obi for this one. There's old Cap sitting there after he returns all the Infinity Stones. There's Tony Stark. And then the track listings. And I like how up here in the corner is little I don't know if you call that a subset or what exactly the name for that is, but it's just like on the cover of a comic book. I like that. Infinity War also had one. Thanos is on that one. Here are the individual LPs for Avengers Endgame. And yes, the 6 LPs are colored to match the Infinity Stones. Again, like I said, I know there was this hubbub about the colors not being solid, but it doesn't bother me any. I am not disappointed in the least. Okay, guys, so I've had time to listen to the Infinity War soundtrack, and the pressing is very good. Very little background noise. If you go to listen to it, it's just like following along in the movie, or especially if you were sitting there with the track listing. Now the 25-second first track on side A, The Avengers, it is what I would say would be the most recognizable franchise tune that's come out this past decade, because I can't think of anything that's as easy to recognize as that is. Just like in the aughts, we had the Harry Potter theme, we had different themes from the Lord of the Rings movies, and I'm sure there's others that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head, but I really can't think of anything this past decade that is as recognizable as the Avengers theme. And then right after that plays, it goes straight into a track called Travel Delays, which is, of course, takes place on Thor's ship, or the Asgardian ship, and Thanos is there to get the Infinity Stone out of the Tesseract, and there is a little snippet of music they play throughout this movie. It's kind of associated with Thanos, but it almost always plays right before right before there's a sense of dread that it's trying to convey, and it does a good job because it plays that before it parlays into other music. The rest of that scene, the undying fidelity is there, and it touches on the emotional loss that Thor feels when Loki dies. I suppose I should have given that a spoiler warning in case you haven't seen it. Then you get the more tender moments and no more surprises right when Tony Stark and Pepper Potts are talking right before Doctor Strange comes and recruits Tony. And then, of course, you get the more action-y oriented. He won't come out. The part of the fight from when they're on New York. From when he won't come out, of course, being referring to Hulk. Field Trip is the music that is played, like when Peter Parker is riding up the side of Thanos' ship when it's leaving the atmosphere after after Doctor Strange is taken hostage. Then we have some more, I don't want to call it filler music, but it's more tender music. It isn't as action-oriented. You have Wake 'Em Up, where, of course, the Guardians come across Thor, and we both made promises. You have this tender music that's between Vision and Wanda, or aka the Scarlet Witch. It's very very soft and calm and very fitting. And Help Arrives is the next big actiony piece, and that's from when Thanos' minions attack the two of them, trying to get the Infinity Stone from Vision. And it's very good, very get your blood pumping kind of action piece. One of the big parts, and in my opinion, one of the most effective parts of the score, other than the Avengers theme, comes at the part where Thanos and Gamora are on the Soulstone planet. And right before Thanos is about to sacrifice Gamora, it plays that impending doom part that I mentioned a little bit ago. And then you have Thanos when he grabs a hold of Gamora and drags her over and throws her off. It's just such a slow build, and then you have the slow choir music. It just fits very well. And in my opinion, that is the other than the Avengers theme, the strongest piece of music in these movies, because it's repeated in Infinity War, or not Infinity War. It's repeated in Endgame when Natasha sacrifices herself. Another part of this soundtrack that I think is very solid is the part where Thor gets his new battle axe. And then when he gets shot down to Earth, or Wakanda to be more specific, and the Avengers theme's blaring, and of course he's got Groot and Rocket with him. And at that moment, if that didn't get you amped up in the theater with that music blaring and everything, you're not going to get. There isn't a lot of music that will get you amped up. Alan Silvestri, of course, best known perhaps for his Back to the Future music, is an excellent composer, and he did an excellent job with the first two Avengers films, and Infinity War is no different. Solid recommendation, whether it's on its own or as part of this set. And like I say, next week I will hit on the Avengers Endgame soundtrack. I do want to state that this soundtrack does not include the song Rubber Band Man or any of the other source music that's in the movie. Just the Alan Silvestri music, just so everybody knows. I imagine everybody did, but it does a good job. The action-y parts get you all amped up and ready to go, especially the Avengers theme when it gets to blaring at certain points. Then the tender moments are tender and everything. The Avengers Infinity War soundtrack for 2018 year it came out was on my very short list for best soundtrack of the year. And this, if the Endgame album holds up to be as good a quality as this is, this release will definitely be on my short list for new vinyl release for the year. So that's all I've got for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. And for now, this is Bob, signing off.